chest up, shoulders back. This is Revival Fitness, your home for gains and brains. And you may have seen the recent short I put up. It's got, I think, over 1 million views by this point. This is what bodybuilding looked like in 1941. The physiques have changed even within about 20 years from the original video, how the guys were double the size, and then when you get to Arnold's time, they were essentially triple the size. And as it turns out, I have found the original video, so this is very brief, but let's take a look.
At San Francisco, they found a tribe of strong, silent, and almost perfect men. So give them a hand, girls.
So right off the bat, we saw they were in, looks like a decently sized auditorium of some type, but a lot of comments were talking about, oh, the women. See how many there are in the crowd, and women like these physiques a lot more. In terms of that, yes. The aesthetic of the guys you're going to see here, and that we're going to review, is much more in line with what average women and the majority of women are going to prefer, especially compared to bodybuilders and even general fitness influencers of today. Now that said, there's not a ton of women in this audience. A number are shown on the camera, but it's not like the audience is full of women, or that they're even the majority of the audience. So even back then, bodybuilding and the so-called perfect male, as they call it here, it's always been and always will be a male-centric activity. It's much more of a niche today, and oftentimes the women that are very into the male competitors, those women compete themselves, or they take the gym at least pretty darn seriously.
None of the old oak chest about this one.
Alright, they were saying that he looks like Brock Purdy, quarterback of the 49ers, who just got paid a lot of money. So maybe this was his grandfather. Brock also does play quarterback in San Francisco.
Bulging biceps may appeal to some feminine fans, but they don't seem to impress a tip-tilted nose and an open mouth.
The aura farming of the bicep bounce. I guess these women have never seen that before. Alright, so here's our lineup. And in terms of the overall body fat, these guys are, looks to be mid-teens roughly, maybe slightly below that. Nothing very lean. They have on the trunks that cover up a good amount of the midsection. It looks like they are oiled up, or at least some of them are. The tall guy is definitely. They're shaven down, so that is consistent now. But yeah, they're not remarkably big, not remarkably lean. These are physiques that fit the realm of attainable and maintainable, far closer than anything we see today on these stages.
The creme de la creme of masculine beauty.
Oh, be careful with that gesture, big guy.
Promises rolled into one. And the winner, the perfect man.
And here is our winner. And of course it's blocked because YouTube has to throw all this stuff on the screen at the end of videos now. But I don't know what the judging criteria was back at this point. So this was well over 80 years ago. And a lot has changed from then to now, both in bodybuilding and fitness and everything else. In the current day, though, something that we really cannot escape is our total lack of privacy. And this is especially true when it comes to the internet, but you're not going to give it up, and neither am I. And that's why the sponsor of today's video, Incogni, is here to help us protect our personal information. I am sick and tired of all of the spam that I get. Every day on this phone, I get numerous texts from random numbers saying I have a job offer, or I owe money for something, or there's a new opportunity that isn't actually an opportunity at all. It's a scam. Or I open up my email. I have clients to answer. I have business to attend to. I have to sift through all of this junk just to talk to the people that I want to talk to. Even in the mailbox. I used to work for a guy that sold health insurance, and I was one of his callers. I was cold calling people all day. He would send me these massive spreadsheets of people's names, emails, phone numbers, even their address in some cases. I never knew how he got them. Now I realize how. He went through a data broker. And these data brokers are everywhere, and they're taking all of our information and selling it for profit. And as you can imagine, this data oftentimes gets in the hands of fraudsters and scammers and others who should not be touching it. It can be extremely hard to track these people down. This can lead to, beyond even spam, identity theft. And if you've ever tried to get these companies to remove your information, let me know how that went. It's essentially impossible. But that's where Incogni comes in. They do the hard work while you sit back and watch your data get removed. Whether it's data brokers, data breaches, or people search sites, Incogni is able to manage all of these things and get to the root of the problem. Incogni reaches out to them on your behalf, requests that they remove your personal data, and handles any of their objections. And the best part is that the entire process is fully automated. All you have to do is create an account and share the bare minimum of your information that's needed to find your profiles online. Incogni gets to work removing your information, and then you can see on your profile all of the places that it's been removed from, and they keep you fully updated through every step of the process. Incogni has a number of plans that you can choose from and get on top of keeping your information safe and getting it removed. Everything from finances to employment history to phone number, home addresses, your full name, email addresses, health info, and so much more. Incogni also offers customized and repeated removals of your information, so if, and realistically when, it shows back up, they can continue to monitor that. This is why the yearly subscription, I think, is well worth it. So if you're ready to reclaim your personal data, be sure to go to the link down below, incogni.com/revivalfitness, and use code revivalfitness to get 60% off the annual plan, an exclusive offer for viewers of this channel. So before we look at some other examples in the olden days of bodybuilding, let's just take a few freeze frames from the Perfect Man video. But as you can imagine, there were a lot of comments saying, oh, I could mog these guys, bro. Oh, they look so mid, DYEL. They don't look good. Once again, guys, we have to have a come-to-reality moment here. If you think these physiques are unimpressive, you are mistaken. For the modern era, given physique inflation, sure, they're not that impressive. That said, for the average guy, totally natural, even training for a number of years, if you look at these physiques and just kind of scoff at them and think, oh, that's so easy to surpass, I think you're in for a rude awakening. So let's go back to Brock Purdy here. I mean, these guys are not very big overall. A comment I made in the short video is that a lot of these guys look roughly the same size in terms of overall muscle as modern-day figure pros in the IFBB. I can show some examples on the screen for comparison. I don't think that's very far off. That said, a lot of the IFBB figure pros that I was talking about, you guys would like to be the same size as them. And you can think whatever you want, oh, they look like men, they're so gross. Okay, sure. I'm talking just sheerly from the muscles that you are looking to attain yourself. A lot of you guys would want to have muscles around this size, like you are aspiring to something like this. Okay, now this guy's physique is one of the more underwhelming ones, but if you see a physique like this, and your first thought is, he doesn't even lift, he looks like he's never touched a weight, you're gonna be in for a rude awakening, bro. Like, your body dysmorphia is already at a pretty bad level, and by the virtue of you saying that, I can say with a good degree of certainty that you are a novice yourself. This dude here looks to have the most impressive arms. This one here's got good arms too. I mean, we got cap delts on this dude here. He's got a full chest. Keep in mind too, I mean, the quality, black and white, grainy. These guys would look better too if it was more modernized with all the stuff we have now. But, I mean, he's got a good vacuum. They're not really training the legs that much, but I know most guys, even today, do not care about legs that much either. These are not physiques that are easy to attain in a short time frame. Like, can you surpass these? A lot of you? I would say so. But realistically, guys, if you think that you're going to be able to just hit the gym for a few months and surpass the level of musculature, especially the dudes in the center here have, okay, here's a good example, too, of this guy. He's got a good frame, he's got broad shoulders, he's got a good taper. I mean, this level of muscle mass in the upper body, this could take minimum a couple years. Maybe more, depending on the guy, and how dialed in everything is too. Which, if you do want to dial everything in and make as fast gains as you possibly can, be sure to check out my training programs for novices and intermediates, linked down below. Everything you need to make these gains condensed, not simply exercises on a sheet. And check out my nutrition guide, how to maximize your body composition, and you can find a number of testimonials on my site and on my Instagram as well. But for the average dude, I mean, getting to even this guy right here, this overall just look, broadly speaking, getting to this, even getting to this guy on the side, you can't see totally, but he's got clearly developed arms. I mean, this is not going to be a walk in the park. You cannot just coast your way into this. So let's look at some other examples from back in the day. Some of these are around 100 or more years ago. First is Eugen Sandow. I think the Olympia trophy is still named after him, if I'm not mistaken. So this caption says this was from his 1904 visit to South Africa. Delts are capped. He's got excellent ab genetics, for sure. He's got a pretty wide waist. He's got a chest split, veins in the arms. I don't know how tall he is either. That's going to affect things too. If I had to make a guess, I would think maybe slightly below average height. And back at this point, at least in the early 1900s, there were no steroids. Like, not even a discussion of could they have been used, at least as far as we know currently. The amount of you guys that are going to surpass this look, it's pretty darn low. So assuming you are able to get to this point, one, genetically, is the first question mark. Second is in terms of overall commitment and consistency, because most guys are never going to be as committed as they need to be for long enough. A lot of guys today on gear are not going to attain this level of muscle mass or leanness. But assuming you can get here, this for most guys is going to take a number of years. Okay, we're talking bare minimum 5. Realistically, probably upwards of 10 years, let alone what you see currently on Instagram of the current whoever's trending 20-something or even 19-year-old so-called natural. You know, the one kid Greg Doucette has on his team now? What's his name? I forget. Hussein or something. He's all natural because Greg proved it because he examined his blood work. And these kids just are like, oh, it has to be true. So next up, another name that I saw a number of times, George Hackenschmidt. And according to this from Reddit, who knows how accurate that is? It's Reddit. Ugh. But let's assume it's true. Late 1800s. Once again, I do not know the exact height, and I'm not going to look it up exactly because I'm sure there's going to be all kinds of wrong information about that. Let's assume average or slightly below. Someone in the comments, I'm sure, is going to write a whole novel about it. He's got visible abs, relatively full chest, big traps, delts are good, arms are good. Here, he's not as lean, and he looks like Gunther in WWE, kind of, that body shape, but kind of more built than Gunther is. But this physique right here is a good example, too. Modern day, oh, so mid, so trash, do you even lift, bro? If you think this level of muscularity, okay, we've got serratus gills, noticeable taper. He has more developed legs than a lot of the guys that we've seen so far, right? There's capping on the delts to a good extent. I mean, he's filled out with muscle mass. If you think, as a general natural guy, if you get caught in a candid picture like this, it doesn't seem to be any sort of special downlighting. He's not very lean. He's just kind of standing there half-heartedly posing. If you think getting this look right here is going to be easy or doesn't take years of effort, you have just been completely warped by the current fitness industry. And it's not even really your fault. You put this guy in a regular size shirt, he walks around, no one's going to question if he lifts. Okay, there's this old picture, I don't know if this is him, supposedly bench pressing. I don't know how much weight this is. If those are 45s, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I do have a hard time believing this guy was benching 495. Okay, let's scroll up a little bit. There's another picture here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, if this is the same guy. Okay, if he was able to bench 495.
But I'm a genetic freak, and I'm not normal.
Then he's a genetic freak. In terms of strength. This looks to be a picture of his back. Again, I can't really confirm that it is him or not. Even so, whoever this is or may be, very well developed. This is not something you're going to get quickly. You can see him here in the full-on suit. Clearly fills the thing out. You can see his traps, you can see his chest. He's looking swole. Then here, this is a cool pose. I don't know what exactly he's holding. But if you took this level of muscle mass right here, and he dieted down to like contest shape in the modern era, very good chance he would win a show, at least in the quote-unquote natural divisions. Maybe even untested. It's hard to say for sure, but I think he would be competitive. given the overall shape and the size. And now I found this article talking about pictures of Kolkota bodybuilders. I believe this is around India, in that region of the world, but it says from 1930. And we can see some of these guys. I don't know if this article is going to name them directly, but this guy here, just based on this grainy picture, oh, the caption says Began Raj. I guess that's his name. He looks pretty darn good, right? Biceps peaked, chest split, cap delts. Let's assume no steroids are being taken at this point. Then we have this guy. I'm not sure if he's the same one from above, but well-developed traps. He looks very lean. Okay, the name coming up is Sushil Kumar Charkaborty. Maybe butchering that. He looks lean as hell. I mean, look at the ab cuts, serratus, lines in the shoulders. It almost looks like they're drawn on. So I'm kind of skeptical about that. This may be edited or they did something to it before they took the picture. In any case, though, very full muscle bellies. The delts are sticking out. Well-developed biceps, triceps, chest. Any of you watching would kill to have this physique. I mean, I don't think I would look this good if I got as lean as this guy was. So then we have this guy, Mr. S. Bose. Again, it looks like it's almost edited or something is drawn on him with the lines. Let's take it at face value, assume it's not. We see the same thing. Delts are capped, well-developed forearms. The abs are totally cut up, even have some lines in the legs. We've got traps developed. I mean, none of you watching this would turn down this physique. And most of you, I mean, if you get to this physique or even really close to it at any point in your training journey, you're going to be ecstatic. Now we have Mr. S. Natu. Look at the ab definition, man. Serratus all the way down to the lower abs, completely in. Again, it's looking almost like it's drawn on, but I'll take it at face value and assume it's not. These boys are peeled in the midsection, at least. It's odd, they seem very lean in the midsection, but not the rest of the body as much. That's what's kind of throwing me here a bit. I'm a bit skeptical. Even so, well-developed lats. Very good. Taper's great. Think about the head size in proportion to the torso. His torso is not remarkably bigger than his head. And especially once you get very lean, that's when the torso to head ratio is really going to get thrown off. And you see the biggest guys today, even whenever they're quite shredded, their bodies are still just so big and they dwarf their head. If you want to guess if someone's natural or not, something to consider. And all that said, plenty of people that do not eat, no matter how much gear they take, they're never going to get big. Even if you blast everything under the sun, you don't bulk, you don't eat a lot for an extended period, there's no materials for your body to keep growing with. So people can be tiny and still be on gear. Don't get it twisted. Next up is Bulda Lal Bose. Okay, he looks like he's the tallest one so far based on just limb length. He's got a good vacuum. Rib cage is very pronounced. Full chest. People would say his arms are lacking. I have a similar problem, right? Long arms. They never look as big comparatively unless you are specifically flexing them, especially if they're pumped too. This is going to take years of work. Purely natural, average, roughly speaking, genetics. Now we've got Mr. Mool Chand. He's rocking the stash back before it was cool. Another guy who is very, very lean. He looks to be the most ripped we've seen so far. Chest split, veins in his chest. I wonder how much overall like dietary insight they had back then in terms of like tracking their food. I can't really talk about that fully beyond just speculation currently. So I'm interested to know like what they fully were doing to get to this point, because the body overall is going to be very resistant to losing more fat once you get to around this point, unless you just essentially starve yourself, and even then, it's going to become pretty darn challenging. Subo Mukherjee, probably butchered that badly. Again, serratus is sticking out, great taper. His arms are lagging a bit. Even so, I mean, they're not bad, realistically speaking. Dude, this takes a lot of time to get to. Lots of time. Lots of commitment. We go down here to Began Raj. Oh, this was the guy shown up top as well. This dude is very full for the leanness too. Barrel chest, traps, delts. We go down, and then the same guy once again. And he's not even flexing his back well. He could make his back look bigger too if he wasn't so shrugged up with it. And of course, we have to finish off with Steve Reeves. Now, Steve is an interesting one because I believe he rose to prominence right whenever PEDs were being manufactured and were sort of making circulation. I don't know how much exactly. I haven't looked into this a ton. I'm not really a historian on this. That said, for the sake of argument, okay, let's say he's natural, or maybe even only TRT bra, right? Just a little bit, whatever it's going to be. This is still widely considered one of the most aesthetic physiques that any man has ever had. And his taper is excellent. A lot of that is genetics, like your bone structure in the pelvis and in the waist. There's nothing you can really do about that. If you have a wide waist now, all you can do is really get bigger. You can even lose a lot of fat. You've probably seen a lot of people with wide waists. They get lean, and they still look like SpongeBob. They can, flex their abs and it looks cool for a moment, but that wide waist is very hard to overcome. That's one of the biggest genetic components of bodybuilding that you cannot teach or really out-train. You can just get bigger and bigger in the back, in the chest, the shoulders, the legs. His legs are, again, not great, but they are definitely developed, more so than really anybody we've seen so far. He's got wide shoulders, the chest is full, serratus, abs are coming through, arms look good. This side pose here, the silhouette of his lat into the shoulder and the arm. I mean, you could call this really one of the original classic poses. If you want to attain something not even at this level, but pretty darn close to it, not only do you have to do this for a long time as it is, you have to be dialed in for the entire time. This is what most people simply don't understand. Even for general muscle gain and fat loss goals, for the gen pop, just for them to get some novice muscle to lose 15 pounds of fat, they learn this the hard way over and over. It's not something you can just fall into. People think you can simply stumble into it. That's why the myth exists. I don't want to get too big, bro. You're never going to. This is another kind of classic-esque pose. He's got an excellent back. Very low insert of the lats. He's got the full head of hair too. I know a lot of guys make fun of the current bodybuilders, a lot of them, because many are bald. Which when you've been blasting everything since age 18, it's kind of inevitable. Plenty of guys that never touch anything also have that problem. But it's going to only be accelerated. Then we can see him here. This is a screenshot from Hercules. Very full muscles. And again, guys, these are low-quality screenshots and pictures overall. That's all they had. I mean, you can look at this one as well. This looks like it's been edited. It says from 1959. Yeah, these have been retouched up. These look high quality. Here he's bending, what is that, a torture device or a tree limb, whatever that's going to be. But clearly jacked. Look at the delts, look at the arms, the frame overall. Here's another still of him from the movie, the classic arms crossed pose. Yeah, the guy is yoked. No doubt about it. And, this is not the supreme downlighting you see in so many social media posts today, photos and videos. I mean, he's kind of just standing there, and he's definitely flexing. But these are not, the ideal situations you see all of the media now that is produced in. Now, here's a good one. This is from the R Lady Boners subreddit. A little bit higher body fat, it looks like. Just at the beach. Looks pretty candid. He kind of has that thing like Arnold does. Arnold had massive pecs, massive biceps, but his delts were never really on the same level. If you see this body right here, even in this outfit and everything else with the watermark of this company on it, if you see this and think, oh, DYEL, oh, that's nothing, oh, I could surpass that easily, all that tells me is that you do not have experience yet in this endeavor. So we could do this all day, but I think by now the point is pretty clear. This idea that all of these guys in the past didn't look good, unimpressive, oh, I could mog them. A lot of you guys are delusional. And it's crazy because you're delusional in the sense of how far you can go, how far you've currently gone, and what impressive actually looks like. So be sure to watch my channel. I can help you get, I think, more realistic standards and get your sense of reality back, because I know the fitness industry can take it from you really quickly and really damage it. But this has been it, guys. Thank you for watching. Be sure to check out Incogni down below and get your 60% off. If you want to get in contact with me, the best way to do so is on Fourth Wall, new website. We are moving off of Patreon because Fourth Wall has the ability to send photos and videos in the chat. Patreon still does not, so we can share what you want to share there. You can schedule a consultation or fill out the coaching form to get in even more direct contact with me. And check out my other links down below to save money on some great products and services. And I will catch you guys next time.